Let's slow this down for a second, because what is happening right now globally is not just another headline. It's not just breaking news. It's multiple layers of escalation happening at the same exact time. You've got ceasefire talks, active airstrikes, rescue missions, record-breaking military spending, and even space missions being pushed forward all at the same time. That is not random. That is a shift. Let's break it down. Part one, the 45-day ceasefire proposal. Right now, there is a proposed 45-day ceasefire being discussed between the United States, Iran, and regional intermediaries. On paper, that sounds like progress, a pause, a reset, a chance to de-escalate. But here's the reality. This isn't peace. This is negotiation during conflict. Because while the conversations are happening, strikes are still happening. Positions are still being taken. And historically, temporary ceasefires like this, well, they either lead to something bigger or they collapse quickly. There's very little middle ground. So the real question isn't, is there a ceasefire proposal? The real question is this a pathway to peace or just a pause before the next phase? Part two, Israel strikes in Lebanon. Now let's talk about what's happening on the ground. Israel's military, the IDF, is actively carrying out airstrikes in Lebanon, targets linked to Hezbollah. But here's what matters. This is no longer contained. This is no longer isolated. This is now a multi-front situation. We've got Israel engaged, Hezbollah responding, Iran backing regional forces, and the U.S. involved strategically. That's not a local conflict. That is a regional escalation pattern. And every time another region gets pulled in, the risk level doesn't just increase, it multiplies. Because now you're not just managing one situation, you're managing multiple pressure points at the same time. Part three, $1.5 trillion defense budget. Now, here is where things get even more serious. There's a proposed $1.5 trillion U.S. defense budget on the table. Let me say that again, $1.5 trillion. That would be the largest in history. Now, regardless of where you stand politically, budgets tell you what leadership is preparing for. Now, what they say, what they prepare for, and a budget at that level signals one thing clearly: long-term readiness, not short-term reaction. This is about positioning, global positioning, military strength, strategic dominance, future conflict readiness. And here's the part everyday Americans are thinking about. Where does that money come from? And what does it mean for everything else? Because every dollar allocated is a decision made. Part four, moon mission. So we're in the middle of all of this. There's also a 10-day mission orbiting the moon gaining attention. And at the first glance, it feels disconnected. Like, why are we talking about space right now? But it's actually very connected. Because while tensions rise on Earth, there is a race happening beyond it. This mission is part of a larger push toward long-term lunar presence, deep space capability, future infrastructure beyond Earth. And what that tells you is this: while dealing with current conflict, there's also preparation for the future simultaneously. That's two timelines happening at once: presence instability, future expansion. Part five, rescue mission in Iran. And then there is this. A U.S. aircraft went down over Iran, and we had a rescue mission that was launched. This is where things stop being theoretical. This is where it becomes real quick. Because rescue missions mean personnel on the ground, special operation involvement, immediate risk. And while reports indicate that the crew was recovered, the situation itself tells you everything that you need to know. We are not watching from a distance anymore. There is a direct engagement happening right now. So let's zoom out. When you step back and look at all of this all together, you've got ceasefire talks, active strikes, massive defense spending, direct rescue operations, and future-focused space missions, all happening at the same time. That's not one story. That's a system under pressure. And here's the key. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Because these moments, right now, right here, they shape the economy, the global stability, the national priorities, and really everyday life. Gas prices, cost of living, security, peace of mind. It really all connects. So the goal isn't to panic. The goal is to understand, because when you understand what's really happening, you don't just react. You move with awareness. And if you want more real breakdowns, just like this one, not noise, not headlines, but actual clarity, visit vmestudios.net. It's right there for you, because information is everywhere, but real understanding, that's rare, like your favorite filet mignon. I'm Ali Midawi, and this is What's New with ME. I'll see you next time.
Still marketing your business like it's the Yellow Pages era? Welcome to ME Studios, where local solopreneurs and small business owners catch up with the digital world and take over it. We help you go from invisible to undeniable. Featured on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Plus, gain press exposure in over 100 to 300 major media outlets like Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, and the CW. Right here in Eatontown, New Jersey, just steps away from the soon-to-be Netflix studios, our multi-unit facility is built for creators, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Stop marketing like it's 1995. Start building your digital authority today with a team that gets it.